Hello, today we're going to be talking about an SVT versus a VT. A lot of people get confused when they see a wide complex tachycardia. In this ECG, you can see that the QRS complexes are about more than 3 small boxes. And when the QRS is greater than 3 small boxes, this is a wide complex tachycardia, which could be a ventricular tachycardia or could be an SVT, that's a supraventricular tachycardia with aberrancy. But to understand this, let's move to the story of this art. We know that the sinoatrial node is the pacemaker. It's that class teacher that, puts the house in order. But in ventricular tachycardia, there's a naughty kid at the back of the classroom, which is your ventricles. Ventricular tachycardia just means that instead of your impulses starting from the sinoatrial node above the ventricles, they're starting within the ventricles, and this makes the heart go rogue. Now, if you look at the ECG and you see a wide complex tachycardia, if it is truly a ventricular tachycardia, what it just means is that the ventricles are running the show. This is a heart where the atria is struggling and the ventricles are taking over. Now, the magic part is how you can identify that, and that's where we talk about the capture bits versus the fusion bits. Capture bits are when the sinoatrial node, the teacher, manages to get one instruction across. So the ventricles have taken over, but once in a while, the teacher shouts, "Stop!" and then sends across a bit, a rhythm, an electrical rhythm successfully across. And so if you look at V3 here, if for example you've gotten to the stage where you've been able to say this is a wide complex tachycardia, you're not sure what it is, you look closely at the bits. In V3, what do we have here? In V3 we have a beat here that is looking normal in the middle of all the chaos. It's looking like a well-conducted PQRS. This is a capture bit, right? It's one normal looking QRS in the middle of the craziness, and this is how you know that this is a ventricular tachycardia, because the atria and the ventricles are matching to different drummers. Now let's talk about a fusion bit, because this is another way that you can know that this is a ventricular tachycardia rather than an SVT with aberrancy. In a fusion bit, what you have is that both impulses arrive at the ventricles at the same time. The sinoatrial node has managed to shout out one signal, and the ventricle which is acting rogue. The signals collide, so the QRS looks weird. It looks half normal, half VT hybrid. And here you can find one fusion bit here, and this is another absolute fingerprint of VT. Why does it matter? Because capture bits and fusion bits prove the AV dissociation. It means that the top and the heart chambers of the heart are not talking to one another, right? And when you have wide regular AV dissociation plus capture stroke fusion bits, this is VT until proven otherwise. Spot it fast, treat it fast, because these rhythms do not forgive hesitation.